What are some shady things about a celebrity that everyone seems to have forgotten about?
Brett Favre stole millions meant for the poorest people in Mississippi and has yet to be held accountable.
I live in Chicago, so he is generally disliked here. My neighbor's boyfriend said he liked him. I said, well, he stole money from poor kids, and he sent explicit photos. His response was, well, I don't know about that stuff. My response, well, now you do. He is a piece of garbage.
He also sent unsolicited explicit photos to female reporters. The Mississippi welfare scandal is one of the wildest stories that somehow didn't stay in the headlines long.
Damn, this thread is teaching me that Hollywood celebrities should not be put behind a wheel.
No one is forgetting about Diddy, but rather it has become a meme.
Paul Walker dated 16-year-olds in his 30s, and not just on one occasion. Elvis groomed Priscilla when she was 14, and he was a grown man. He moved her into his mansion shortly after meeting her, and would regularly fly her to Vegas and ply her with drugs and alcohol. He lost interest in her when she was around 21.
Whatever happened with all that Panama Papers stuff? They murdered the journalist who exposed it via car bomb, and no one ever had to pay for their crimes.
John Lennon almost beat a person to death over allegations of being gay.
Paul Walker was like 41 when he died. His girlfriend was 23. They had been dating for 7 years.
John Stamos brought a woman back to his hotel room to hook up with her. He excused himself to the bathroom, and his friend entered the room and proceeded to have sex with the woman. The lights were off, and she thought it was John. It's messed up and sexual assault.
Tommy Lee and Nikki Sixx bragged about doing this all the time in their book. It was really gross.
Accidents happen, of course, but Matthew Broderick was charged with reckless driving after he crashed his rental car head-on into another, killing both passengers, a mother and daughter, in 1987 in Ireland. I mention this only because Matthew Broderick is a jerk, and I think he got off easy because of money. British celebrity Jonathan Ross's wife, scriptwriter Jane Goldman, briefly left him for a member of the band Bare Naked Ladies. It appears that someone has spent a lot of money having this erased from the public record, as it was well reported at the time. Jimmy Page, the guitarist with Led Zeppelin, dated a 14-year-old girl when he was 28.
So kind of the Almost Famous storyline? I saw that movie for the first time in a long time again the other day, and when I realized just how young the groupies were, I was like, 26 years ago, I was like, they're teenagers, and now it's like, Jesus Christ, they were teenagers.
Mark Wahlberg was a really bad dude. Here in Boston, among the older locals, he is considered trash. And it wasn't any single incident, but many. Donald Trump had his charity shut down, and he and his kids are prohibited from operating a charity because they were taking money donated for children's cancer research and spending it on themselves. He was famous for showing up to charity events, having his picture taken, and then leaving. He never donated to any of the charities or anything. He just wanted the fame and publicity without actually spending any money or helping anyone. That Caitlyn Jenner caused a car accident that ended up killing someone. Steven Tyler groomed a girl who he was legally responsible for after he'd convinced her mother to hand over legal guardianship. And I see that slimy predator on TV all the time, treated like rock royalty. Repulsive. Boy George tied a male sex worker to a radiator and beat him severely.
When Jerry Seinfeld was in his late 30s, while Seinfeld was running, he started dating a 17-year-old girl. Their relationship lasted for 4 years. This was heavily publicized.
In 1979, a 16-year-old prostitute overdosed at Don Henley's home. He claimed he didn't know her age and didn't have sex with her. I think he was put on probation, but that was the end of it. Jenny McCarthy assaulted Justin Bieber on stage. Chris Isaak assaulted Cameron Diaz on stage. Adam Levine cheated on his pregnant wife with multiple models. Also, those messages were the worst sexting ever. Total haha and what else with insufferable narcissistic bro vibes. Oprah just happens to be 1 degree of separation from every major creep in Hollywood and politics, yet has never said anything, at least with most other people on this list. They aren't pretending to be this moral feminist icon. Most of them probably at some level know they suck.
Ted Kennedy left a woman in a car that was sinking in the water.
Dr. Dre beat a reporter so severely he broke her jaw, then threw her down some stairs. Then he and his crew mocked her for decades. But then he said sorry. So that's okay? Dr. Dre is a woman beater. I used to listen to him quite a lot a couple years back. He also references this in his lyrics. Josh Brolin beat Diane Lane severely in 2004. They remained together until 2013. Jack Nicholson once beat a sex worker so badly she had brain damage.
I listened to a podcast about Jack and oh my God. I mean, I never assumed that he was the best guy ever, but damn, kind of a pig. The podcast is called What a Creep, if anyone is interested.
Wesley Snipes dated Halle Berry and hit her so hard, she has permanent partial hearing loss.
I thought this was her baseball player ex-husband, David Justice.
Brad Pitt's kids accused him of domestic violence against them, and their mother, Angelina Jolie, on board their private jet. No one batted an eye. Some of these kids won't even talk to him anymore. It kind of puts him in a league with Shia LaBeouf.
All I can say is he must have an incredible PR team.
There was literally an FBI report, since it happened on a plane, and people are still like, I think that awful woman made it up. It seems like if a person is attractive, rich, or powerful enough, they can always find people willing to defend them. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. It really helps. Subscribe for more, and tap the bell so you don't miss the next one.